From free perks and free self-revives, to ether tools and pack-a-punch crystals, and even a secret companion and still undiscovered Easter eggs, this is everything you didn't know about Reckoning. Starting with what might be the best Easter egg in Reckoning, we have the Vending Machine. That's right, returning from Liberty Falls, if you melee this bottom part of the vending machine, you will get something. Now for me, most of the time, that's usually what I get, a random nothing. Oh, yep, there's another bag of chips. But just like Liberty Falls, you have the chance to get a perk, or maybe even a ray gun from it. Oh, hey, look, we got points. Yeah, so you melee it once per round. If you melee it with melee macchiato, then it empties out everything that it has. A classic to be sure. But speaking of food, our next Easter egg is going to be found here in the executive suites. On the left side of this room, if we go inside of here, we have this chicken bucket, which we can throw a grenade at, and it will launch all of these chicken wings around here, the first two being right there. So the first two are on that tray, the next one is down here on the floor, and then there's one right there on the floor. Then there's one all the way across the room right there, and then one behind the trash bin, and if you collect all of those, you can collect the bucket, and you can see you now have a bucket head. I am of the firm belief that there is more to this Easter egg than a really silly bucket. I'm sure it has hidden potential, or we got to do something else with it on. I don't know, maybe there's an emote we have to do. But let's move on to the next Easter egg, and this one is a lot more practical than these first two were. Inside of Richtofen's office, you can see there's a yellow one right there, yellow one right there, and a red 5 right there. So we're gonna shoot 1, 1, 5, just like so. And that'll give us a free self-revive, and it'll start a little musical Easter egg. And this self-revive, so long as you don't save and quit, appears to remain on this pool table, I think indefinitely. And while we're taking a look at this pool table, if you shoot the pool balls, once again, like every other map, you'll get a free 100 points. Now, while we're in the executive suite, I'm gonna warn you, we're gonna show you a jump scare Easter egg. Because if we go to the teleporter area, I'm actually gonna kill this zombie real quick. You need a sniper rifle for this. This is to the left of the dark entity containment room right there. There's a picnic table, and again, jump scare warning. We look at this, and here we go. You just need a sniper with the scope. Maybe you hold your breath. Yeah, you gotta hold your breath and look at that picnic table. And supposedly there's a jump scare Easter egg. Okay, maybe this, maybe tax dance doesn't let me do it for something, but that's a jump scare Easter egg for sure. Maybe my sniper rifle isn't, like, doesn't have enough range or something. I don't know. That's 100% where the jump scare is. I'm kind of happy that it didn't go off, but that's okay. Now, while we're up here, you might notice if we take a look down to the next room, there is a Mr. Peaks bunny sitting right there. If we shoot it, Mr. Peaks will climb on up the tower, and then once he gets to the top, he'll pop on over to here where we can interact with him, and he is going to start a little parachuting course. So just like the elytra in Minecraft, we will open our parachute and fly through all of these rings. You'll notice there are some bonus points. It looks like there's about 100 points per ring. If we successfully fly through these rings, we'll get the 100 points, of course, which is great. And we'll get a great view of this beautiful tower. I love this room in particular. It's so great. And this room. Now, for this last little bit, you need to kind of go a little fast, especially for these two. We gotta really sweep in here, do 1, 2, but there we go, we're good. Once we get these last two, we should have a free perk waiting for us. There it is, there's the successful completion. Once you hit the ground, the free perk will spawn, so make sure you don't land like up top somewhere like I did the first time I did it. And we've got elemental pop. Now there's quite a bit of Easter eggs that you can do in this room, one of which that's very good to do, especially early game, is to rummage through these trash bins. One of them is right there. You do need to interact with all 8 of these trash cans for this Easter egg to work. There's another trash bin you need to interact with, but we didn't get anything, so that's quite all right. It is random if these trash cans get you anything. So those were the 2 in the spawn room. The next 6 are up here in the executive suite. So I'm going to show you starting from the launch pad, since that's kind of where you come from. There's one right to the left, and there are these metal trash pails. There you go. There's one on the left right there. We go to the right. There's one right there. That gives us nothing. That's okay. We're going to go back to the left. That was our first one. Next to Blanchard, there's another one. Ooh, that got us some points. Very good. Going up to the left here, we go all the way around. There's another trash can. Give us something good. These trash cans, I've gotten multiple ray guns and a legendary tool on like round 5 or something ridiculous. The next one, I believe this is the 7th one, could be right here next to the SVD wall buy. And then the last one is on the same level here next to the ammo crate. We will loot that, get some salvage, which really isn't that big of a deal. But now that we've done that, we can head back down to the ground level. And if we go back to where we spawned, this trash can will be glowing yellow, and we interact with it, and it gets us a guaranteed free kill streak, a lot of good points, and some good salvage. It might not seem like a lot, but setting up on this map is really easy, and doing little things like that just makes it that much easier. Now for the next Easter egg, we need to be standing on this Project Janus logo and shoot the center Project Janus logo there. This will start a little sharpshooter step. This is a 3-level Easter egg, and all of these target locations are the same, so you'd think I'd be good at this by now. But once you complete it the first time, it will give you a random ammo mod. The way you fail that is, I believe, shooting a zombie. That will cause you to fail it. So it's better to do it at the end of a round rather than the beginning. And you can only do it once per round. So if you do fail, you'll need to try again the next round. Now for the second phase, I would recommend Speed Coal, especially if you have a gun that doesn't have a lot of shots like the SVD here. But once again, phase 2, standing on top of the Janus logo, shooting the Janus logo. Now we're gonna get two targets to hit every time. Oh my goodness, that reload is really slow, but hopefully we can make it. We get a little 10-second timer that you can see right there to get all of these targets in that corner right there. That's your timer. If you shoot a zombie, I believe it resets. If you step out of the circle, I believe it resets. Oh, don't shoot a zombie, don't shoot a zombie. There we go. And there we go, there we go. Boom. Now, after round 11, or on round 11 and afterwards, you will get an epic ether tool, just like the tomb. And just like the tomb, if it's after round 20, so starting at round 21, it will be a legendary tool. Now we can repeat this process again on the next round, and I recommend doing this after round 15, so on round 16, because this time we're getting 3 targets, and you guessed it, we're gonna be getting even better loot. Like I mentioned, these are in the same spots every time. Oh my goodness, can we reach it? There we go. So hopefully that's good. Okay, where are the next 3? I've done this quite a few. I love this Easter egg. This is such a good Easter egg. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, come on. Tax stance, don't do it to me now. 1, 2, 3, thank you. There we go, there we go. And boom, and then this one. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's a Pack-a-Punch 1 crystal, but if it was after round 15, so starting at round 16, that would be a double Pack-a-Punch crystal. And that is absolutely huge when you're doing an Easter egg run, or really just casually playing. That is a really fun thing to do. Something that you will also want to do as you're getting set up or just before a boss fight is knowing all of the secret power-up drop locations. And you can start here in the spawn room. Just outside on that tank is the max armor, very useful. Taking a left to quantum computing and going inside of the room next to this trap location across from the entrance. Right in there is a double points. It's so hard to hit for some reason. There we go. That's good for setting up. If you go right out of spawn, which I normally do, right next to the Deadshot computer on top of that red and white kind of warning track, there is your full power. If you're at Android assembly in the top part, you can look right up here and we have a max ammo. In the Forsaken chamber, next to where the elevator is, just outside here on top of those computers or servers or whatever, is the insta-kill. Wonderful for the Forsaken boss fight. Speed that up a little bit. Going over to the executive suites is where we're going to find our bonus points. Over to this area, this window in this corner of nowhere. If we look on up here, there's a bonus points on the infrastructure right there. Inside of the particle accelerator room, if we go to the other side, next to the crafting table just outside, we have our nuke power-up. Now, once you've activated all of those free power-ups, you can return to the spawn room, and to the left of Quick Revive in this window barrier, there is the free fire sale. Now, while we're back at spawn, I'm sure you've all noticed the special tones that the metal detectors play. Well, there's actually a secret musical Easter egg that you can unlock by going through them in a specific order. Starting from the back, we're gonna say this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. All we're gonna do is go through 1, and then 3 again, and then 2, and then we're gonna just repeat that. 1, 3, and then 2, and then 1, 3, and then 2, and then 1, 3, and then 2. And if you make a complete loop 2 times, or if you go through it 4 times, however you want to think about it, you'll get that nuke, and then a song will play. And a special Richtofen quote as well. Now, this next Easter egg, or side quest, is a little involved. In fact, it's actually so mind-blowing this mangler doesn't have a face. But for this Easter egg, we need to progress through the main quest to where we open up this teleporter into the Easter egg room, and we need to do the folder part of the Easter egg and unlock this computer. Be sure to follow one of my guides in order to get this far. I've heard a lot of good things about my guides, so definitely check those out. But now that we've unlocked this computer, we also need the wonder weapon, which I've unlocked, and then we need to make our way to the Pack-a-Punch room. Now, normally at this point in the main quest, we need to charge up this antenna with enough souls to change this score to 1000. But for this Easter egg, this is a free perk Easter egg. If we get that score to go up to 2000, then we get a free perk. And unlocking that computer gave us the opportunity to start this little sequence. And so you'll notice when I kill zombies, they're worth 10 points, but there are 5 blue special vermin, I forget what they're called, quantum vermin, that are gonna be worth 200 points. So let's go ahead and boost this particle accelerator. These quantum vermin are in the same spot every time. There's one there, one on top of that thing there, one in the elevator shaft there. One of them comes out to follow you, and there's one on the staircase. Sometimes there's 2 on the staircases, but there we go. Now that we have all 5 of those done, we can start killing zombies, and I should show you can see all of their souls are being collected. And the reason that I'm not like super excited about this is because I don't think this is possible solo. We can use our wonder weapon because we're out of ammo, but you'll notice that we're well over 1000 points here. We've only got 200 points closer to that, but as we kill zombies, they're only worth 10 points, and this is coming to the end of the round, unfortunately. If you do the math and every zombie is just worth 10 points, then you need to kill basically 100 extra zombies in order to get enough score to earn the free perk. To put that into perspective, we were doing this step in the 20s and 30s, and we were still not getting basically anywhere close to 2000. Actually, we might have gotten 19 once, but that was on a very, very late round. So late of a round, you probably had enough points to just buy a perk anyway. But it's still fun to know. Hopefully they rebalance that. Saving some of the better ones for last, you might notice 3 empty painting slots here. That's because we can actually collect those paintings around the map, and they're fairly close by. The first one can be found in the particle accelerator room in this corner. You can only carry 1 of these at a time, but once you pick it up, you can return to this room, and they are specific to whatever slots they're on. I think that's that one. Great, that'll give you 500 points. The next one is back at spawn inside of this teleporter room next to these lockers right in the corner there, which we can take back to this room and get another free 500 points. The final painting is a little bit more of a walk away, so you might want to grab it first as you're progressing through the map. On top of here, next to these wet floor signs right there, this is Klaus Assembly, and then we place our final painting right here, and that is not all. Because once you've done all 3 of those paintings, all you need to do is come on over to this painting and then switch your field upgrade to Well, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to activate your Mr. Peaks right here, and Mr. Peaks will knock down this painting, and that will start a mini lockdown with a bunch of bosses, a bunch of zombies. You fight, you survive the lockdown, and that is going to unlock a safe behind here, which we need to unlock. And how do you unlock safes? With a combination? No, with a key. To get this key, you will need an RCXD, which I had before, but I used, so I had to get another one. Make your way down here underneath the Forsaken and then throw the RCXD right underneath this tunnel. Make sure you don't get killed by a zombie. Push it on through. If we go through these wires underneath this one, there we go. There's this purple crystal that we can destroy, and that will spawn in a funky little Casimir looking device down there, and this thing is going to rise up behind the Forsaken and spawn in a bunch of these crystals, which we then can destroy, of course. And within the last crystal you break, you will find a safe key, to which you can then take all the way back just across this jump pad to the executive suites and then open up the safe, which you need the Mr. Peaks field upgrade to open. Yeah, now what's inside of this safe? Oh, you know, not a big deal. It's just the Aether Blade from Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, the modern day Hell's Retriever. I really debated putting this in this video since we don't have access to it yet, but we're eventually gonna have access to it, and that's exactly how you do it. So hopefully that's useful for you in the future watching this. Now that was quite a long Easter egg. Let's do a nice, easy, simple one. The musical Easter egg. There's one set of Mr. Peaks headphones we can activate right there. The next one is really close. It's in the Forsaken room right down here. You drop down, and this scientist went out listening to those Mr. Peaks headphones. And the last one will be all the way down in Mutant. I don't have Free Faller on. I clearly forgot that. The last Mr. Peaks headphones is in Mutant Research right here. Interacting with all three will grant you the musical Easter egg for this map. Good thing we still have this free self-revive. Now we still have one more confirmed side quest, and in my opinion, it's probably my favorite one of the map. I want to mention the trap upgrade steps. I want to do a separate video on those, but basically what you have to do to upgrade those traps is just use them an increasingly amount of times. For the first upgrade, you need to activate these traps 5 times, and so what I just did there, activating each set was worth 1, so that was twice. There's 2 more on a different level, which you can activate 2 more times, so that would be 4. And then you have to wait for the cooldown, activate it again for the 5th time. After that, you'll kill a zombie, it'll drop a hard drive, you'll need to go down to the room and do a little lockdown. We'll get to it, it deserves its own video. But something else we're not covering in today's video is the secret boss fight at round 100. Shattered Veil and now Reckoning have both had secret round 100 effects to their base boss fights. You still face Sam or Richtofen, but the boss fights are incredibly more challenging. More bosses spawn, they start doing their phase 3 attacks right away. It's insanely intense. Please check out one of the videos either linked in the icon above or in the description if you're interested, because you definitely deserve to see those. But talking about undiscovered Easter eggs, this is where I need your help. The only one that I'm aware of, I know people are looking at more, but the one that I know, if we make our way to this area, there is this box that just stands out like a sore thumb, and we used this type of thing in the campaign of Black Ops 6. There are these lights out in the front. I've looked at them, but all they say is a light indicator. I mean, yeah, it's a light. It usually indicates things. But not only that, credit to Afterlife because he spotted these in our first playthrough. If we're inside of the Pack-a-Punch area, right where we found the free nuke power-up, is another one of these generator switch things, and it's hooked up to this. And that, to me, volume tone, that looks like a microphone, right? Like those wires are clearly connected to a microphone, so maybe it's just like world building for the PA system and they just used that texture. And then there's this thing. Like, this just looks so Easter eggy to me, right? I don't know if that's just world building, if that's part of a piece of intel or something. I don't know. Now there is a microphone here in the Forsaken chamber right there. assuming that's how the Forsaken talks to us, the Pack-a-Punch room is actually on, or inside of this tower, right? You can see the Pack-a-Punch sub-level 10, so maybe that's just like world building on how the Forsaken can power that microphone. I don't know. But now we've saved the best for last. If we make our way down to the spawn room, where the spawn is to the left, or to the right here, I guess, there is a noise coming from the stall. And if we spray paint the stall and open it, there is an AETHERELLA doll. Pretty interesting, huh? Now the way we get this AETHERELLA doll is again with the Wonder Weapon. We shoot a charged shot right at it and it will fly on up and then fly towards us. So she's got her own character quotes now, but that's just the first step. We need to go to the Pack-a-Punch area. You'll notice that there's this particle accelerator, and what's a really cool little side Easter egg is that all of the things floating inside of this particle accelerator are former Easter eggs. So of course, if we jump in like we just did, AETHERELLA will now be stuck inside of the particle accelerator. You can see there she is right there. Now the difference with this is that even when these things cycle through, she will be the only one there. So if we jump in again and then we run into her, she will now activate, and wherever you're pointing, she will now do her laser beam attack, and she will follow you throughout the entire map. Treyarch, please do more of this. This is freaking awesome. Now this is obviously really fun and really charming, but if you come right here, what you can do, this is a great camping spot here. We could just not even do anything and literally have AETHERELLA play the game for us. Now, she's not super strong, so you might have to help her out every once in a while, but I just love this. I really hope Treyarch put these sorts of things in the crafting table once we've unlocked it through the Easter egg. I mean, really, this is so cool. But it doesn't even stop there, because if we initiate the exfil, not only will she help us complete this exfil, but just like the AETHERELLA back in Liberty Falls, when we take the exfil with our bucket head, we have an AETHERELLA escort for our helicopter. I love all of these side quests. I think they're incredibly useful. Hopefully there is more still left to be discovered. Which ones did I miss? What leads do you have? And if you love tips and tricks just like this, I have what might be the single biggest tip or trick that will all but guarantee your success against the Richthofen boss fight. If you haven't seen it yet, be ready to have your mind blown. Check it out here and stay beautiful.